Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, traders. If you're here, make sure you give a thumbs up. Start another trading session here, beginning for this session on XAUUSD. And here is what we are looking at, that overall market trend. If you look at that, this is currently in XAUUSD in a downtrend that you can see. And with this downtrending market structure, there is significant bearish move here in this market. Good evening, welcome. Thanks for joining, and we are beginning this trading session here. We can see that on XAUUSD, after break of this high from the intraday perspective, the market started to drop back below to this support area here, which is showing up that gold currently in a sharply downtrend that you can see here at this moment. Now with this downtrend, as the market is maintaining the downtrend here, we are looking for the price action to show up its directional bias. With long wick doji here, that you can see the prices is currently breaking below here of this, that showing up possible breakup structure here in this area. Let me know what's your bias here. I will be doing a full analysis before any trade setup, and then we'll be going for that full breakdown of this market. So if you look at that, this is the currently from this resistance level that you can see, this is a resistance here which has created this full break below of this, followed by this pullback to the trend line, and again drop back below, followed by this trend line again. And you can see quite a few stronger move in this area on today's market trend, which shows that if you look at, there is a support area. Now daily trend, also that overall trend that you can see on the daily is bearish. From here, from this high here, the market has dropped initially back below of this, and with this current trend, all right, so we can see the market trend here in this area that you can see from here. This is the initial move from this support level, drop to that pull back to the key level, and you can see there is another move, pull back to the key level, and you can see there is another move here in this market. Which, can you tell us what kind of indicators you use, your chart and their names? Okay, so the indicators that I'm using mostly, if you guys look at that, this is 20 exponential moving averages, the blue color. The golden color is 10 exponential moving averages. This is ATR, and also this is 200 SMA. Currently, if you look at these are the indicators, but mostly if you look at that, more often they are price action based. The entries is more often based on the price action. That's what you need to look at mostly. Okay, so what you can see here from this support, the market is, if you look at this, the price has tested the support, created this initial move, and the market dropped to that support, and you can see the price is trying to push back again in this area here. And with this movement, what you can see here at this level, that the price action is overall reacting back below to that. Now, daily chart, we can see the price has also tested the daily support and tested this high. Now, overall trend that you will be looking at, currently the market in this zone, you can see there is a consolidation with a series of lower high, and okay, we can see that if you look at this is where there is a break of this and series of lower high. Now the market is slowly with this consolidation. This is what I was waiting. I haven't entered any trade yet for the market to give us that entry. Now, as you see that this is a narrow doji pattern that you can see along this area, and with this narrow doji pattern formation, the price is breaking below. Now there is an imbalance here that you can see along this area. Here is significant imbalance, and with this imbalance here on this market, the price action is most likely to fill that imbalance, and that is where, if you look at the daily support, even you could go for long or you could go for short depending on the price action. Here we are looking at for the market to show a clear trend direction. So I'm a trend trader, will be looking for this trend directional bias here in this market. So we'll be waiting to see that where the market is currently moving and heading. What's your bias? You can share your thought and an opinion here for this price action to show up. Bearish possibly. Okay. Anyone has a different directional bias, you can share your feedback. Here you can see the market at this level. This is currently in a sharp trend that you can see, which shows a complete trend direction here, creating series of lower high. The market is here breaking back below, can create that downtrending move. So there is a, if you look at that here, which is a complete breakup structure with a significant rejection of this market trend. And so if you slowly look at that, you can see the market is in fact showing up that here bearish bias of this after break of this high. And with this, if you look at the 4-hour candle tested, and the overall market trend is bearish. If you look at the monthly, also the monthly support, the market has not tested yet. So the price slowly breaking below the monthly support that you can see. And that is shows that here the trend continuation of this market. And large head and shoulder that you can see at this level. Okay, and 5 minutes chart, the price below also that 5 minutes 200 simple moving averages. So you see that if this market is continuing to drop further below. What does ATR help us? ATR is a very important indicator. Okay, ATR will help you to understand the volatility. Okay, because all the moves that you can see, all the reversal move has an involvement of ATR. Let me tell you what. Look at this candle that I'm boxing up and check the ATR. All of them has reversed. See, so this one also 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one as well. So larger move with a bigger ATR breakout, more often you see that, especially when it does against the trend, it reverse, and the market reflect that reversal over and over again. So this is a big point of ATR, because, and also if you want to look at the higher time frame for the ATR, such as the daily. Now daily time frame, if you look at the daily price action, daily ATR will tell you that if the market moves too far in a single day, you can expect reversal. So these are some of the understanding that you can apply for your trade entry in terms of you should be opening or no, especially with a trending market breakup structure with a larger ATR move more often creates that breakup structure in the market. So this move here, you can see a pullback, and then you can see the market again breaking this support. So there is an imbalance here. At the moment, the price is approaching towards that imbalance. Trend is still maintaining that downtrend. The price just breaking out of this. This is the sessions low, right? Previous sessions. And here is the 4-hour, this sessions high. So therefore, breaking out to that sessions high is a level that you can look for. This level is what is most important now at the moment for possible entry here along this area. So the market, if you look at overall, let's delete the previous levels and looking at the daily. So this is the daily support that you can see here, and this is the daily high here. Okay, with the current, so this is the daily range that you can see at this level. Therefore, um, so coming down below can create a trading opportunity. You'll see the price action here to look for possible entry, and a significant downtrending move so far that you can see on this lower time frame, and daily price action as well. The price is almost hitting the daily low at this level, and with break of this daily low, if you look at the overall, that this is the daily low, which is support area. So what has shown that there is, if you look at from this resistance level, the market has reacted back below of this, and with this movement, as the market almost coming to the daily support area, right? And if we look at for opening long, I'm still not opening, just looking to see. So I will be opening here buy at this level, stop loss below this low here, which is about 188 pip stop loss, and we can extend profit target if the market successfully bounce off this level. So stop loss will be setting at 3963.05 and profit target at 4005.05. First time opening one position. If the market successfully bounce off this level, we will be extending, we'll be taking some partial profit and we'll let the market to go back again to the upside. So here is I'm on buy position on gold and also sharing in the group. So if you look at that here, from the daily, so the trade is basically that looked at, if you look at the daily price action here, though there is a major trend bearish, the market is approaching the daily support. So off this daily support, as if you look at that today's high at 4008, off this daily support we can expect a potential rejection. So if we see that very strong bullish price action, if in case, then we can hold a partial position here for this move back to go back to again to the upside. However, fully risk managed, the market still can come down. This is, if you look at this weekend and Friday is really different, the market may not, do as per we looked at. The market can do completely different. So make sure you do the proper risk management, which is very important to look at. Here is at the moment on this lower time frame that you can see some move here. So let's see that where the market is going. So our target here 120 to 30 pip around, if the market successfully moves in the direction of this trend. Okay. Having said some bearish move here, it's almost to the daily support that you can see market has reached. So you are on the daily support. Are you now? Could you liquidity grab below before it goes up? Yeah. So the market reached that daily support now. Usually when you see that the market, with the Asian Open, the market has gone up, come back to this daily support, and because the price has dropped to the daily support, we can expect a rejection of this level here now from that, as it reached that daily low, and chances for the market to show its bullish bias to go back again. But I think the price might retest this daily high or continue little higher. But our profit target, so this is the daily high, our profit target at this level. If the market, which is high probability to bounce off this level, then it can show its move back to the upside here. So the price is almost to the daily low, right? And if the market bounce off this, okay, so there is a liquidity grab, strong liquidity grab. So there is a strong liquidity grab, and so liquidity grab still shows some bias here, and Might grab more liquidity. It is below the support, and okay, there's a narrow pin bar or the doji formation here at this level, and yeah, no, after a long choppy move, the market has broken back below. It's a very low price here now. From the daily, if you look at the price has broken this daily support, and now so with this movement, as the price has tested this all this low, you can expect still to go back to the daily high. See that if it doesn't, then probably we could see entirely strong downtrend. And also the 1 hour price action that we are looking to see. How the market structure create here is very important to look at this point. I think this might try to deepen further. So this is a huge sell-off that you can see at this level, and still on the trade. Now if the daily support entirely breaks that, we might see the market to come below here. Okay, let's say that we can see a reaction of this support area with buying pressure. Market in a very critical level. It bounce off, that can go straight back way above. So with a initial move here at this level, that shows continuation of this movement back around this area. To see that strong rejection. So this is a very large 8-year move, that one single move, and also the 1 hour close coming. And with this 1 hour close, if we see the candle close above, little higher, and then there is a chance for the market to have to go back again to that level. So the price has come well below to the daily support and can still come further lower. See that how far is the 1 hour candle close. I think there might be some momentum, and if it has a momentum here, that can straight try to go back again to the daily resistance line. Okay, some um, reaction that you can see at this level. I think it's gonna fall. Most likely we'll see that direction where okay, you got out. This is has broken the support, the daily support, and because the market has broken the daily support, if you look at after this big drop pullback, broken the support, and we are looking for here that so with the current trend direction, it's potentially breaking lower here. Okay, so and so the bias here is still showing that in a sharply downtrend. And with this movement here, that the market shows that bearish bias here, again shows the continuation of this downtrending move. And the market structure changes entirely here, back. Yeah, so the market turned to bearish. I think there is further downside. There is a very strong red candlestick pattern, so you will be looking for selling opportunity. Once we can see the price action here shows that bias. If you look at the daily, this is the daily level here that you can see, and off that the market has come back below, and okay, along this way with the 5 minutes price action, if you look at, it's now going back to hit this daily level. And also looking at the monthly, tested the monthly low. And it triggers the liquidity and then started to bounce. So with as the market support has broken at this level, we are looking for now. Still, I don't think that the market is going to reverse here. It is still getting few rejection of this level, and so at the daily level, this is the daily support. The market is um, okay. The market, it may create an inverted head and shoulder or can bounce off this, or you could see continuation. Once we see the market has shown that clear direction, that's where we will be looking at entry. But I think that if you look at overall, there is a rejection from here. Now there is a very strong trend here, so from this level, at the same time the market has come to monthly support. So it might go for little consolidation with a bearish bias. Looks like the market wants to go lower, waterfall to 3K, or choppy to confuse us. I think you are to the point. It might go for little choppy here. It is usually still potentially remaining bearish, but you could see the price to have more liquidity and then to uh, draw back below here to the support area. So that said, trend is always, if you look at that, always coming here. And so this is the 15 minutes candlestick pattern that you can see the price tested this resistance line on the daily and getting that reaction back below. I think it's gonna keep potentially falling here to this support area, because the market has shown that is strong bearish bias, and monthly as well the price is showing, all multiple time frame shows a sharp downtrending confluence. And so the recent support, resistance at 3975, which could be a level the market might try to. I think here we could see, if we see a double bottom or W and going up to retest, that's where the selling zone. Okay, it may create a W and then to fall back again in this direction. Okay, it can have another retest of this high. So from the intraday here, this is the 4-hour candle on both time frame that you can see. This 4-hour candle close here as well. So it shows that sharp downtrend. Now what I think that there might be a pullback, but still the trend potentially to continue. So we will be looking for potential sell here along this area. And so you can see confirmation. So from the hourly perspective as well, this is a bounce. There is a big red drop with series of lower high, and Okay, let this 15 minutes go up, and if this 15 minutes closing with a long wick again along this area, that we can look for possible sell entry along this area. Now, with the current, if you look at the trend is bearish, and looking at here from the some current, that sentiment, government will promote investment. Okay, so this is what we have looked at. I think there isn't any significant breaking news here at the moment. It's just the Friday's volume that is what you can see on here. And with this volume on Friday, looks like the market wants to go lower, waterfall 3K. Okay, now I think so the market might still be remaining bearish, so there is higher possibility to remain bearish, but we want to see it because this is the daily resistance. There is some that pullback also possible. There is a straight drop of this 4-hour 10 EMA, and both 10 and 20 EMA crossed over from each other. It's sharply falling now. The only thing that there was a gap open, it has broken back below. It is to see that how far it goes for this pullback. Now I'm especially looking at this 30 minutes candle, so you can see that from this 30 minutes price action, from here drop to that. So here is the Fibonacci that we are at 38.2% at the moment, and with this 38.2%, because it's a very sharply falling, we can expect another pullback to this support area. We might take a very smaller move, especially from a very key level. That can also be a high probability entry once we can see confirmation of this pullback. And you can see that here it's now breaking back to the upside. Now, this break is important to see how far it goes, and I'm preparing for a potential entry. There is an inverted head and shoulders. Seems like it's a reversal. Look at the daily. Okay, and it's Friday, guys. This is not unusual to see that entirely the market breaks out of this and start to reverse again. Okay, and that's why if you're entering here at this level, which is that breaking to this zone, this is a no man's land. If you look at, it's a complete void, a big red move, and going up and rejection can give us short-term selling opportunity. In that case, if it breaks below, we can look at here for potentially another 100 pip, 140 pip downward move back in this support. I think it's gonna go for a possible range, even bouncing up and then coming down. um, doesn't look to me very sharply trending. Is waterfall coming? It requires here little stronger confluence. So, for example, a green candle up and then straight down, another big red candle will be sign of waterfall here. And especially, as I mentioned, looking at this 30 minutes candle, this might shows big fall. From here, the market either will go for a big fall or big rise. It's a very critical point now the market is at. Okay. As you can see, the price is trying to push up for this, and this is the, if you look at the 30 minutes candle, which is there are some upside bias can happen here, and Look at this. Today looks very strange. It's because of the Friday. Anyways, yeah, slide is range. Yeah, yeah. This is what, if you look at that overall, um, from here, it can reverse again, because if you look at, if it, this 15 minutes was a long week like that, I would look for a straight sell, because back to back two liquidity. But what happened, this 15 is remaining as an inside bar. It didn't break that high here. Okay, so because it did not break that high, the market can break up, and to grab more liquidity, it can still go back to the upside again here. So that's another possible zone here at that level. Whatever the FBG, it looks like a long wick went inside. This FBG, bearish FBG that you are talking about, whenever going up, it's creating here pressure back below. Yeah, so this is what I was waiting for, this market to go and test that FBG. But you can see the market didn't test that FBG, and instead it, so this 15 minutes also doing the same thing. But waterfall is still not showing clean trend direction. So you can see here it's in a consolidation. Buy zone. Still, it's gonna be counter trend then. We looked at here from the daily support breaks, so the market now in a sharp downtrend. So it's a breaking above here, could be a good opportunity to look for from this, especially of this fair value gap. If you see one big large green candle, also previous rejection at daily low, you mean that here those long weeks, but they are imbalanced in the market more often. Here we see the price is trading below 10 EMA. Two things, one thing, another is that you see that daily, there was a daily bearish channel here, and the market has created a big large daily candle, rejected off this daily 10 EMA, shows a big red fat bear candle here at that level, And with this big red fair bear candle, today the market has tested the high, and slowly you can see the prices come down to this support area. Now below this daily low, this long wick is in fact, rather than rejection, they are imbalanced to feel that. That means there was a buyer here, now we could see the seller coming. Okay, so that potentially could act as a wick fill that you could see. Now to do that, this is what now we need to look outside the market. If another wave of drop happen, we can look at the price to come back to retest this previous low, and therefore there is still some gap here that we could see the price to show here. Okay, and so going up here is, as once we see the trend established as a downtrend, this could be a selling pressure here. Welcome. But you see the 5 minutes candle, there isn't strong volume yet. Few long wick, that means there might be another one, can create another green candle to the upside. Okay, you can see that it's now trying to push up. How did you learn trading? So I learned trading in three methods. One is observing the chart in the live market. Second is mentorship. I had few mentors. Third is few book I have read. But in trading, actually, I read book, but it's all about psychology. In trading, I haven't got much benefit of reading books. Okay, in fact, reading books little boring for me. I read few books, but all about psychology, because trading is all about practical, right? It's all about the market. No one can give you, that entry signal from the books. You can't find it. Okay, so it's all about how live market interacts. Okay, so you can see here breaking above. Okay, I might look at entry here. Just pushing higher. See that how it goes. This is the 5 minutes candle, and okay, this is one single move. This is one single move here that you can see here. It's entirely broken up, and So I'm going for a short here of this level, stop loss above this high at around little higher, TP target below this low here, and I'm opening sell, large move here that you can see. So open sell here, there is a significant, if you look at that rejection, of which is a large green candle has formed, and looking forward to see some move back below here. If you look at that, this is one single move back to the upside, which is a big large green candle, and so this is a very large, big green move, and usually after such a big move, this is a more than, I think, 3 4 8 years, so that might create another selling pressure here at this market. So that's a pretty big move here, and looking forward to see some downside pressure back. So looking forward to see a break below. I'm running in, and this structure may break below. If it's actually break below, you could see that coming back to the support. Though it's a Friday move, but we can see there is a very unusual move here, and that can bring that price back to the support here at this level. All right, so running sell, patience is key here. So another 15 minutes candle closed, and also you can see there is um, a long wick candle on the 15 minutes. So there is a sharp rejection, and that's to look to see the market to come down to the support area here of this rejection in this time frame. To pick up, and it's going to be seriously a surprise if the market goes again up without retesting this support here, but I'm holding here. It's going to be pretty large, around 300 pip more potential in this area here. So we'll see that how the market does. And because there is a significant liquidity sweep here, a fair value gap here that you can see at this level. All right, so there is another 5 minutes candle. So this 5 minutes candle is important to see how it closes. If it's closing as a big red or long wick red candle, we could see the downside movement. In the meantime, I will be back in just around a minute. Alrighty, so here's some development. Come on. With a strong breakup structure at this level. It's another 30 minutes candle close. It's a very interesting move. That on the daily, it's going to reverse. I'm still at entry. I don't think it's gonna be a reversal. Let's see that what kind of market structure it is creating. And also the 1 hour candle close, which is a big large 1 hour candle close. Now, if it is a false breakout, we should see straight coming down. If it is a reversal, we might see again rejection. And in that case, we will be exiting the trade with minimum profit or break even. We'll see that if the market is getting reversal of this level. Such a long week. Okay, if we see a strong rejection, so we're looking to see strong rejection can bring that market back below for another drop. I'm on it. Run the trade. So the 4 hour candle close that you can see with a large doji. That's a big large doji on the intraday. And if the market, there is a weak fill possible here, back down for another wave of drop. Look at that. Here is the weak fill possible here for another move down back below to the support. there's a sharp rejection, so we'll see that if the market is entirely coming down or going for upside again. What's your bias? Do you think it's gonna push back again? Because there is a rejection, now it's trying to bounce back again of this, or it might just it looks like that it's gonna try to break out again. I think that it's gonna potentially overextend and can, because there is one more, it might go for an overextend and then can come down back below. So still holding on to that to see overall move in the market. Most likely to go back to the monthly resistance, and then you could see that reacting again back down below from the monthly resistance. So we now we would see the price to going in this area, and highly likely we would see that coming for a weak fill below here after break of this high. So I'm still holding, and I think that the bearish trade is highly likely to continue at this zone. Another 2 minutes bearish candle. Okay, I don't feel confident shorting here. Usually if you see that a very long-term downtrend, if this trend wants to reverse, it's not gonna reverse straight away. It left, you see that there is a large fair value gap, okay, with this rejection here. And the market usually doesn't change a trend with one go. Okay, if you look at all the trend change, it more often goes back again for the retest. There's an order block here. Let's wait to see. We are still below, we are still at entry. If needed, we can exit anytime. First, let's wait to see. Got a little excessively big. You know, the 5 minute candle closed, and I was expecting that to reverse back. But if you look at the 4 hour, more often this kind of candle close leads the market to, because there is a rejection from here, it's gonna go a little higher and then highly likely could come for the weak fill back below here. As that's already played out, it's at entry. I'm little bit of profit, but still holding, still holding. Okay, few very interesting candlestick pattern formed at this level. and also there is another 15 minutes candle closed. It might go for a little more consolidation. You see that how the market bounced the buying here, just one big move, and that's all. One big move, that's all. And that move happened very fast. Okay, back to back 3 5 minutes bullish candle rejection here at this level. Okay, and might change my entry. Still on it. First, I'm exiting the trade. I'm at near entry. Okay, I'm out with the trade with around 20 pip minus, and we'll be entering here for potential move. If you look at this is the 5 minutes back to back 3 5 minutes rejection of this level, and that can create potential buying pressure if the candle close successfully as a bullish candle in this area. So I'm opening here for this movement, very short move here, a buy entry along this area. So we'll be targeting a smaller move for this candlestick pattern here, and we'll be targeting to this key level here, which is a comparatively smaller move because the market is, in fact, if you look at that here, so it will be around, it's going to be around 70 to 75 pip move. So there is an inverted head and shoulder at this level that shows that potentially to have some upside momentum with back to back three bullish candlestick pattern formation here at this level can potentially create that buying pressure. So three large move that you can see, expecting it to break to the upside and potentially go back to create a higher high. Just go to liquidity again. There's still potential for going to go and creating a higher high. We see some upside momentum. Come on, this target. When the market in channel, you just find it hard to break the channel, but I think it's still showing that higher high. Going to press this more. Okay, okay, all right. One more bounce. That's weird, really. It reached that halfway and then some buying happening. Getting a long time frame sometimes creates Okay, it tested again another long week, and so just reverse of this. I think just someone probably trading with this one here. If you look at that, the market has reached that, and then 4 hour level, we might see now the weak fill formation here. I think the best setup will be to sell around this, and this is a, if you look at the weak fill is most likely. So here we see that from break of this low, and then the market started to react. With the market here, you can see that in a very unusual situation that looks like market is higher high. It just has tested this both 10 and 20 MA, and we can see the price is trying to fill that. And I think this is a high possibility that the market is going to fill this week, as the longer term trend here is bearish, and which shows that the market to remain in this potential longer direction of the trend. So I'm still biased that the price is to have deeper move. Before even it goes up, we could see the deeper pullback to this level. And what we can see, there is a head and shoulder being formed at this level. If you look at the 5 minutes, okay. we'll see how the market, if you look at the from here, there is one single move followed by a big green candle followed by a doji that shows in this area there is a deceleration of this movement to the upside, and there is a series of lower high here, trend line break, and shows the market trend to remain in this direction, which could show the price action to remain bearish here and can come back down to create this new lower low. Okay, so 15 minutes closed, and also there is a long doji. Now usually the market, after creating this kind of liquidity sweep, if it is a fake out, that you could see straight drop down below, and that can starting up another downtrend again. So I'm looking to see that as the market has, if you look at the 4-hour resistance, struggling to go up, so can have that reaction back below. And if it does, we are looking at here for another wave of move. I think this market is potentially to break out in one direction, where few dojis here. So with a large bearish move, if it creates a successful head and shoulder, where there is another 5 minutes bearish engulfer, which is also showing strong rejection. Don't you think it's gonna create this head and shoulder at this level? So from the 4 hour, the market has tested the high and can create here that with liquidity sweep here, which is showing that the market is I think it's consolidating here for possibly to break below, and I always keep that weight on the direction of the trend. And from the 4 hour, we can see the price has tested that shadow. Right, so we are almost at the end of this session here today. Each day different. We had a big trading week, but now as the end of the week, looking forward to see the market to show clear direction for further entry. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this throughout the week, all those live session, and coming up next week as well, each day twice to trade in this live session with high probability trade setup. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you again very soon with further trade update as well as analysis. Until then, stay well, stay happy.